Yes, so my second album, Another Light's just been released. The theme of this album is really around how light and energy are so important in people's lives, and it's a very hopefully hopeful and positive message. I work as an oncologist, a cancer specialist, and a lot of the songs are inspired by patients and the stories that I encounter, and also by how it affects my own life and my own personality as well. So the songs are very much around inspiration, hope, but also a lot of the songs have a lot of double meaning. So as well as light as in energy and brightness, it's also light as in not heavy and not to be taken too seriously.
And these words help you see shining.
My children are very much involved in music. I've really tried to give them all, as much as I can, inspiration to take part in music. I'm delighted that my son Oisin, who's now 14, sings backing vocals on the album Another Light and frequently plays gigs with me. My daughter Anna, who's 17, plays cello on a couple of the songs on the album, and it's really one of the great joys for me that I was able to have them involved in the album itself, but also involved in playing music at home in my house. And I really think music is such an important part of enjoyment of life, of getting the absolute best from life, and I hope they keep up the musical interest as they get older. I really like playing live. I've got a fantastic backing band, Lynn McMullen on drums, Sam Davidson on lead guitar, Lawrence Dugan on bass guitar. We really love playing live. It's one of the my absolute favourite things about music. So I do have a very busy day job as a consultant oncologist and also as a professor of radiation oncology at Queen's University. So it can be very difficult sometimes to fit in the music, but I'm a believer in getting up early. I don't waste any time at all, and I use all my spare time to play music, to write songs, and especially when I'm traveling, which I do a lot for my work, I can use the time on airplanes to think about lyrics and to develop ideas for songs. So I actually fit it in quite nicely. And because a lot of the songs are themed around my work, I sort of feel it's part of my oncology work as well. The album Another Light, as well as my previous album Take a Deep Breath, are both raising money for a cancer charity very close to my heart called Friends of the Cancer Centre. So very much I feel my music is part of my work as an oncologist and as a doctor. Well, I first started playing guitar in university in Dublin. I'd always thought I'd like to play music. I loved music from an early age, especially Bob Dylan, U2, the Beatles. And really in the last 5 or 6 years, I've put a lot more time and effort into playing guitar.
I want you to show my only lonely face a smile, and I will be so relieved when you finally recognize. I want you to hold me slowly, never compromise, and we'll see this world of fear disappear before our eyes. Oh, and I can't fake the make-believe.
I've been heavily influenced by Bob Dylan. I just love the way Bob writes lyrics and the way he constructs and really puts an emphasis on the sort of poetic side of lyrics. I'm also very much influenced by Bono from U2. I love the way he plays with words, and I love the way that although U2 are a very strong rock band, if you really listen to the lyrics, there are some fantastic stories to be told and some great wordplay within there. So I've been heavily influenced by those guys, as well as people like Ron Sexsmith and Tom Waits, and I really love that type of music. This is where most of the songs start life. Melodies start here on the piano. One of my favourite places to come home and relax, sitting here. So I come up with a melody. Very often then I will transfer that melody to a guitar and then hopefully develop the song from there. So I find this is the most relaxing place in my life. Looking out the window, playing the piano, And it's something I really only learned to play properly in the last sort of 3 or 4 years actually. And it's a fantastic way to write songs. From the structure point of view, I like to write songs which have a very strong chorus and build up to a middle eight, which usually is the climax of the song. And this, I guess, the best example of this type of songwriting would be from the Beatles, from Lennon and McCartney. They really, in my view, pioneered this type of crescendo writing where you build up to a very melodic chorus and then have a middle eight which brings the song together. And I love songs that mean something, and I also like the idea that lyrics can mean something more than you even intended them to mean, so that some people can take ideas from the songs that that maybe weren't even intended at the time. Because a lot of songwriting and a lot of the way people write songs, and including myself, can be the subconscious mind can be at play. So sometimes words come out that maybe weren't intended on a conscious level, but come out and mean something, and can mean something to other people, which I really like that idea.
Still shaking since that night of rain love. Still shaking since I fell in love.
I had great fun making this album. It was produced by Rocky O'Reilly, who also produced my first album, Take a Deep Breath, in Start Together Studios in Belfast. It was a fantastic learning experience, and this time around I had a much clearer idea what I wanted to achieve and what we could do in the studio. And it was one of the best weeks of my life this July, when we spent a whole week in the studio recording all the music, putting all the vocals together. It was really very memorable and most enjoyable.
When I see the sun go down, I never breathe. When I see the sun go down, I never breathe.
My main musical ambition is to become a better songwriter and a better performer. And I think the only way to do that is by continuously practicing and playing live, and hopefully trying to learn my craft as a songwriter. So they're my main ambitions. If that leads to greater success, so be it. But the main objective is to become a better songwriter.